Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. I have decided something, which is that I think I'm going to start this annexation as soon as we get below 70 infamy, because we've currently got a bankroll from Great Britain, and that's not going to last forever. I'd completely forgotten about that, but that is a big part of what's going on here. Oh, yo. No. You're in America, gosh darn it. You will not get more autonomy. I promise. You okay over here? Alright. Whew. Sometimes the music player frightens me. I don't like to be frightened of music, but it is what it is. Okay, what do we got going on here? We got a lot of diplomatic plays. This is Holstein having a religious revolt. This one is Sierra Leone proletarian revolt. Let me see. A liberal revolt against Russian Nezhid. Can't be bothered. This one's already moving towards finishing out. And this one is Perak. It's having a bourgeois revolt. Can't support the revolution because I have a truce. So we'll call that neutral. Alright. We are improving relations with Austria. Rafael Lopez of Honduras. That's pretty cool. They're fighting the Prussians. The Prussians are salty at us. I suppose I could improve relations with them a little bit. Although, I do kind of like keeping my influence for myself, just to keep things going. Progressive dilemmas. The backlash against the policies of the communist Italian communists has led to a mounting pressure on the progressive leaders of the evangelicals to explicitly denounce the government of communist Italy. They loomed over him, at least half dozen and all built to lift cisterns. At first it was a courtesy call to the watering hole. Some boy fresh off the fields recognized him over a pint. Then the barmaid remembered his praise about communist Italy's government. Now it was a sizable crowd with 6 strong men at the helm. Well, the thing about communist Italy is, for the social democrat cause, not the communist Italian one, weaker evangelicals, where this road leads to nothing but more extorted concessions, evangelicals unbowed by threats, upper stardom pops more radical. I don't know, the first one seems like all benefit to me. Are the evangelicals led by a social democrat? I suppose they are. It wouldn't matter because they have such little support in the country that they can hardly do anything. Whew. So, well. Venezuela demands an increase in autonomy. Accepting will cede the war goal and create a truce. If we refuse, this will start a diplomatic play. I refuse. Well, look at all this. You can get a return CB for Pastaza against Ecuador, which is interesting. Can I get an annex? I can get a reduced autonomy on Oyo, which I will definitely take. Excuse me? Who's backing them? Prussia, Italy, and Spain. Well, goodness, this is silly. Huh. And Mexico. And the Indian Territory. Oh gosh, I'm really going to need to try hard this one. Alright. Well, get the lads together, because this is going to be a war. Whew. Okay, we're going to have to be smart about where we prioritize our action here. I think First of all, we'll put armies on those fronts. Army of the Andes is definitely going to Ecuador. The Army of the Isthmus is going here. Army of California is going here. And I think the Army of Dixie is going here. American Expeditionary Force is going to the northern border of Mexico. Alright, that's cool. I could grab a protectorate over Ecuador, but that seems just silly at this point. But I can't do an annex CB, which makes me a little sad. Oh. But I can just throw conquer CBs on all of these states, which is quite efficient, actually. On my own puppets. Well, that's excellent. I am going to go ahead and frickin' do that. Honestly, this couldn't have gone better. Alright, so, primary target, Zulia. Conquer Bolivar. Conquer Miranda. So that's all of Venezuela. Now I can reduce autonomy of Oyo. I can get a return CB on Pastaza, but I want to be conscientious because a lot of these ones, like, I could grab all of the Yoruba states for 5 infamy. I could grab Guatemala for 3.3. Grabbing Guatemala for 3.3. Ooh, Nicaragua and Honduras are even less. Alright, so we'll throw those in. And Honduras. And I think that might be all I got the ability to right now. But maybe... How do I want to do this? Got a little bit more infamy to play with. I could grab the other places in the Yoruba states, or this is really interesting. I've never been in a situation like this. I think I am gonna snag Guatemala. Wait, how much will it take me to pull Great Britain in? I think it's only 20 maneuvers to call an ally, so I'm going to throw in one more. And it's going to be a conquer on Guatemala. Alright, I got 40 maneuvers left. All of our conscripts are raised. Everyone's in the process of mobilizing. I think I'm going to throw more conscripts in some of these armies. So we'll do... five from each of these areas. And then 10 more siege artillery for the Army of West Africa. Army of Central Africa. We'll do... oh gosh, some of these areas do not offer a lot of available conscriptable battalions. That's okay, though. Congo Oriental has quite a few. So we'll get started on that. I don't want to increase the size of the coastal defense forces. I'm going to have to use this one to close out the Indian Territory front. I think that'll be fine. Let's throw some more conscripts in the Army of Dixie, shall we? Let me see. Tennessee has a vibrant base of conscriptable battalions. And then we'll throw an additional 20 levels of siege artillery in there. So that's a much more substantial army now. Army of California, similarly, is going to get a significant increase. Let's throw an additional 10 levels into California, 5 each in Oregon and Washington. We'll do 5 each in Idaho and Nevada, and 5 in Montana. And then we'll do an additional 20 levels of siege artillery spread across there. And then we'll set ourselves up an Army of the Midwest. The Army of the Great Plains. Let's see, you're a romantic offensive planner. You'll do. A wrathful mountain combat expert. You'll do. We'll promote. Oh boy, this army is going to be full of radicals. Alright. Let's go ahead and throw a small number of professional troops in here. Oh. So we'll put 5 levels each in... Well, we'll put 3 in Illinois, because that's the number we've got. Fill up in Indiana. 3 fill up in Michigan. And 2 in Wisconsin. That's 15. We'll do 10 levels of professional artillery. That's 9. We'll do 1 more in Colorado. And then we'll throw some conscript forces in the rest of the Great Plains. We say that's 35 battalions. And then we'll do a nice even 20. I know Missouri's not in the Great Plains, but, you know, bear with me. Alright, let's go ahead and throw these all the way at the top so that they get built up fast. And it's going to be a war. Oh my goodness. This war is going to cost us a lot of money. But at the end of it, we're going to be in a better place than we've been at for a while. Getting up to all the stuff we want to get up to. Alright, Great Britain, get in here. Sway them with a war goal, a humiliate war goal against Mexico. Absolutely. I can definitely beat Mexico in a war. This whole business might be a mistake. We'll find out. Army of the Great Plains. I can't raise because you're not technically mobilized. Let's start raising. Oh boy, this is going to cost us a lot of money. Another Hell on Earth event, this time in Mato Grosso. I'm going to say the perpetrators will pay for their crimes. Alright. I've got a few more maneuvers yet, but I don't want to risk Great Britain bailing out of this thing by adding war goals. So we'll just continue to do what we're doing. Force comparisons are solid in Africa, but a lot of these European troops are not around yet. Oh, there's a land front against Spain. That may end up being a place we can go once things... I'm taking quite a risk moving one of my coastal defense divisions out of the United States, but I think this will I still think I will win this. We've got armies on all sides of Venezuela, so I'm pretty confident I can win in those areas. And with Great Britain supporting me, I feel pretty confident. The Army of the Great Plains will immediately move to the Dixie HQ just to do coastal defense and to have them be there and see if there's other areas we need to defend. So I think the fear now is that we wind up in a situation where they've just got too many individual small armies and we're losing on fronts that, like, we don't have the ability to protect. But I don't think that'll happen. And the other fear is they'll really concentrate, and that'll put me in a bad position because my national militia takes a long time to really mobilize and get going. Just to keep things clear, I'm going to declare neutrality on all of these tiny wars. Cree Assiniboine uprising in Canada, I can't be involved in that right now. Religious revolt in Hanover. Another one of those European microstate revolts. I can't be involved in that right now. I suppose creating multiple small armies would actually be smarter than what I'm currently doing. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Force comparison's looking pretty solid, though. In all the locations where I'm curious. Obviously, there's a lot of force being concentrated in Spain here, but I'm focusing on the Americas because that's my bag. Oh, the Red Scare's closed out. I wonder if... Yeah, Italy sorted itself out. Italy sorted itself out. Well, this war did mean a lot of infamy, but it will also mean a lot of taking territory. And we'll see if President Europe can win yet another election. I think it's extremely likely he will. After all, one shouldn't switch horses midstream. Is that how they pronounce it? Stream? I think so. And we've got an obligation expiring from Surakarta. I can't even find that place on a map. Well, I knew it was somewhere in the East Indies, at least. You know what, Surakarta? You don't need to be wary of me. We're doing great. Let's see. Kathiri, bourgeois revolt can't be involved in this right now. A lot of these force comparisons are still looking good. Let's see if we can clinch it fast. Because getting some early momentum in this war will actually really, really help me. In particular, getting some of these tiny fronts closed out will be super duper useful. Alright, so Indian Territory is something I'm hoping we'll be able to finish out reasonably soon. Gosh, we've got so many notifications over here. This one in Religious Revolt in Nassau, again, cannot possibly concern myself with it. Oh my gosh, we've got a front with Portugal. I had no idea. Alright, yes, yes. Southern Gola front. Alright, so alright, so now... Army of Central America needs to go to this front. Or Central Africa needs to go to this front. Looking good here. Looking good in Venezuela. Looking good in Ecuador. Looking very solid in the Indian Territory front. Okay, alright. Alright, feeling really good over here. Just about grabbing a ton of territory in Central America, so that should mean those countries stop being part of the issue pretty soon. Religious revolt in Oman, not my responsibility right now. Oh my goodness, we're actually in the midst of a naval battle over here. Well, we were. We're not anymore. A naval invasion. How interesting. Force comparison is looking not as good over in for the Army of the Andes. I'm going to put both of these units on a defensive footing for the moment. Let's make sure we've got enough command capacity in all these areas. It looks like we do. Very good. Looking pretty solid. Things are still going pretty well in Oyo. Wonderful. So far, it appears Great Britain's doing a great job of covering all these tiny fronts. We do have a front now in Mexico. Do I have a second army over here? I don't see one. I feel like I should. Have they wandered back to the United States? Perchance. Doesn't look like it. I wonder where they've gotten to. Army of West Africa needs another leader. Let's see, a cautious pillager or a meticulous mountain combat expert. I think I'll go with the meticulous mountain combat expert. Where is the Army of the Isthmus? Oh, you're here. You're hiding behind another army. I'm actually going to send you to Ecuador to assist the Army of the Andes taking over that territory. Force comparison is looking very solid over here, and we have an event. Coalition coupons. With the Venezuela versus United States of America war going well, the country is swept up in a frenzy of war. The sitting Republican Party has issued letters of endorsement to parliamentary candidates they feel support the war effort, drawing patriotic voters toward their cause. You didn't get the letter, huh? Go and figure out that coward. Go figure that coward's some spineless, good-for-nothing pacifist. Our boys are out there dying, and what does he do? Sits around shuffling stacks of paper, waiting for the opportune moment to squander the gains we paid for in blood. Nah, our men need somebody who fights for them, and they just as they fight for us. Rally around the flag. Eugene Elliott becomes less popular and extra momentum for the Republicans, because he's a pacifist. Are you for us or for our adversaries? Extra government interest group approval, reduced opposition interest group approval. That's very interesting. I'm still going to rally around the flag. I think that's the best way to go here. We've got a religious revolt kicking off in Brunswick. I feel like Central Europe is entering a period of oops all religious revolts. The second Reformation. It's a manner of situation. All right, let's keep an eye out on everything. Still looking good in Venezuela. That's kind of the area where we want to make sure everything's going as well as possible. Indian Territory, basically inevitable that we'll finish this war. This aspect of the war with success. Alright, beautiful. So, that territory is fully occupied. And so that means the 2nd Coastal Defense Division I'm going to send to Indonesia to close out that front over there. Alright. Conquer and force the Nicaragua. That's excellent. We will commence incorporating the territory. Let's go ahead and reset production methods for one thing. Oh boy, the people here are down bad. Oh my gosh, this population is incredibly low. Alright, well that's part of why things are so off sideways over here. Alright, so this area we need to start producing things that the country needs ASAP. What is the market looking like? If only you could produce opium, but you can't. You can produce meat. Let's go with textiles. Let's do farming and textiles. So, let's throw 9 levels of farms, 5 levels of textile mills. Those are the production methods we want. We've got some infrastructure available. We've got an absolutely... Alright, and these railways are going to become subsidized, so that'll be fine. We have a real bad situation in terms of turmoil here, which means these buildings are going to take a long time, but we'll do our best. Hopefully the turmoil will be less later on. Alright, and with this other army joining, force comparison looks much better. We'll put them back on advance. Sorry, I know this is going slow, but this is really, like, this is a big war, and I need to win it real bad. Tunisian uprising, can't be bothered. I don't love this, but I'm hoping that closes itself out reasonably soon. Almost done pushing through Oyo here. Again, having a superiority in military production methods is really, really helping out. Alright, Indian Territory and Oyo have both bailed out of the war completely. I don't need to deal with Fernando Po right now. So the Army of West Africa will go to here. This front seems to have come undefended. Not sure why, but it is what it is. Where is this army going? They tried to switch. Alright, no, you need to be here. That's the place you live at. Alright. Situation with Mexico is looking good. What are my additional war goals here? I want Zulia, Bolivar, and Miranda, Honduras, Guatemala, and to humiliate Mexico. Alright. Easy peasy. I'm thinking this will actually be pretty straightforward at this point. We've conquered a bunch of territory in Mexico right now. Beautiful. Guatemala is in the Union. Start the incorporation. Pretty heavy turmoil here as well. Nothing some economic development can't fix. Assuming we can develop the right things. Can't raise any opium plants here, but I've got textile mills. Let's go ahead and reset production methods. And let's get those textile mills textiling. We'll throw some paper mills in as well. Infrastructure is looking solid. Don't need to build up. Actually, I should build up one railway here. Just to make sure. Well, those are still hiring. But even so, lay the groundwork for future development. Yeah, I know it's going to take forever. It hurts. I can't do anything about it. All right. Nicaragua has been taken, or Venezuela has been taken fully over. Nicaragua has been taken fully over as well. British Senegal is in default. Don't need to worry about that. This business with Portugal seems irrelevant. I'm just going to queue... No, I'm going to wait on touching those. Alright, conquest on Honduras is go. Commence incorporation. Situation here is just as dire as it's been everywhere else. They've got arts academies, though. Let's go ahead and reset production methods. And we'll build up arts academies. That'll be nice. Let's build up some fishing as well. And we can always make money on rubber. Infrastructure is looking rock solid. Don't need to do any development for that there right then. Horse Mares is looking really solid on the Mexican front. This should be the end of... And there's Venezuela fully taken over. Very good. Next, we'll put another army over here on the front with Ecuador. Army of Dixie is going to go to the front in Spain. Oh my goodness, Great Britain actually took over, landed in and took over Italy. That's incredible. Production and agitation. In collaboration with the Republican Party, William Ullman has secured a deal for cheap and quickly distributed pamphlets in support of the party. The interior of the carriage held a pleasant surprise, a crate of several thousand pamphlets printed on an industrial scale, each with instructions on the voting process and a cheaply copied logo of the Republican Party. They made a hefty weight, and he hoped would in turn out to be an equally sized benefit. Bury our opponents in a sea of paper. Excellent. 1 week till the election. I think with the war going as well as it is, President Europe is going to win this. Alright, and that is our States in Venezuela, conquered as well. Let us commence incorporation. So, what are our remaining war goals? We want to humiliate Mexico. Spain, Portugal, and Mexico are refusing that, but I don't think that's going to matter all that much as things go along. Let's go ahead and send... There's the election. Let's go ahead and send the Army of California to Spain. We need another leader here. Oh, actually, no. We just need to promote this guy. And the Army of West Africa... You know, force comparison on the Mexican fronts is really, really solid. So we'll send the Army of West Africa to assist in the front in Spain, because that's going to also help out with the Portugal situation. So Mexico should be losing war support at a good clip, which they are, and they do not have war support protection because we are holding core territory of theirs. So that means they're likely to bail out of this war moderately soon. Ooh, and even in the midst of the war, we have Bulgarians mass immigrating to America. Wonderful. This is a fascist revolt in Hamburg. Can't get involved. This is another revolt in Sulu. Can't get involved in that either. Alright, we are losing convoys, but not too many. Come on, Mexico. You can bail out of this war. I know you can. I need to knock Spain out, and then Portugal will be able to be capitulated. Alright, easy peasy. I got tons of folks there. I am completely running myself out of cash, so I'm going to pause government construction for the moment. Italy has bailed out of the war. Prussia has bailed out of the war. Wonderful. Spain sure would be cool if you stopped being involved in this stuff. We have got a really solid force comparison over here. I don't know what's going on. Alright, beautiful. So now Mexico is bailed. And that's the end of the war. Let's go ahead and unpause construction here now that we've got scads and scads of cash. Well, that actually, I don't think could have gone better. If anything, I could have asked for more. I could have stolen some states from Oyo as well. But, you know, I didn't want to get too big for my britches. And I think, as a general strategy, I think that's been vindicated as the right way to do things. So, my only remaining subject states are Liberia, Oyo, and Benin. There's art silk. Beautiful. Alright, so let's go ahead. Wood is cheap as heck. So let's get our synthetics factories producing art silk. I know you want this art silk. Textile mills, get buying it. Let's have the ones in Hausaland and Texas and Massachusetts start using elastics. And that will make them much more profitable. That'll produce a ton more luxury clothes. And that will make everything hunky-dory in the luxury clothes market. We can export to the Transvaal, to Mascara, to Russia, to Britain. I know I didn't really say those in the right order. Let's pretend I did. Alright, what else? We got a bourgeois revolt going on in Bahrain. Can't deal with that. And then a revolt in Mecklenburg. Oil in California. It's a gold rush. These events are a little glitchy, but it's mine. It's all mine. Well, that was a splendid little war, and we are well on our way to 100 states. So that's all I've got time for tonight. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.